Hello everybody, we're here at Charles Street Garden. This is Food Forest Magic, Art Gianfermo. I'm with two exceptional gardeners that garden sustainably. They use all organic principles and they've turned around and produced tomatoes that are exceptional. On my left I have Laura, on my right I have Victor. Hi folks.
Hi. How's it going?
Good, good. I think what everybody wants to know is what can they do to make their tomatoes grow like you do, and also what types of heirlooms are you growing here?
All right, well, we're here at my bed, Fig Row, and what we've done that's really changed around our garden is we've made a compost tea mixture out of earthworm castings. And it's really helped us, and we've got a lot of tomatoes out of that.
How do you do that? How could people make their own compost tea brewer?
Okay, so basically you would need like a 5-gallon bucket, not a 10-gallon bucket, an aquarium pump, or likely the size for a 20-gallon tank.
It's going to be roughly around like $25 for the pump.
Oh, that's not bad.
So you end up spending about $40 to start it. So you get your pump, and what you do is you fill up your bucket with water, you start the pump, you leave it for 24 hours. After the first 24 hours, you come back with a mesh bag or a cloth bag full of earthworm castings, compost. You insert the bag into the bubbling water, and then what you do is you take an ounce of organic blackstrap molasses, and you pour that into the bottom of the bucket, and you also can take an ounce of organic apple cider vinegar. That also goes inside the bucket. What those two do is they feed the beneficial bacteria that you're cultivating from the earthworm casting. Okay, you leave that for another day, and then you end up with this really, really rich compost tea. You end up with from a 5-gallon bucket, you get maybe about 4.5 gallons because of evaporation. And then you bottle that, and you can use it full strength, which we did for the first couple of weeks because all of our plants were really sick or at the point of dying. And then after that, you can dilute it up to 10 parts. So
how many times do you apply that?
We did it once a week for the first 2 weeks, and then after that, about every other week, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then between that, we've sprayed our tomatoes about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Do a foliar spray.
So the principle behind doing a foliar spray is the beneficial bacteria help fight off any of the bad funguses or bacteria that might be affecting the plant. So it helps with its defense, so you can have a healthy plant that's produced. I mean, obviously the plant doesn't look like much now, but if you can tell, a lot of her fruits are anywhere from 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds.
What kind of tomato is that, Laura?
This is a ndira Ghandi. We got it from a Love Apple Farm.
Wow.
It's an heirloom, and this is actually typical of what I've gotten. I've gotten probably like a dozen of these or more this size, and they're really tasty.
Those are about a pound or so?
Yeah, they're actually
Whoa!
classified them as a black tomato, but it's more of like that purplish, the nice purplish dark color.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Really good.
To also give you an example of what happened was this pepper plant here.
Yeah.
Was maybe about this big and was yellow and was about to die. So we gave this one a full treatment 3 weeks in a row.
What kind of pepper is that?
And this is
a
pasilla bajillo, which is
it's a mole pepper.
Mole pepper. So you dry these, they turn black, and then you use them to make moles, which is something that I eat all the time.
Yeah, this plant's turned around.
So this went from basically going to be pulled into what you see now, and it was just after a couple of applications of the compost tea.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of peppers on there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a successful season.
Yeah, definitely. What other kind of tomatoes are over here?
All right, so
we can get an idea.
Right here is it's called a chocolate vintage. It's also heirloom. And if you see right here, we have a nice one, a ripe one on the vine.
Chocolate vintage.
Yeah, chocolate vintage. And this one is, as you can see, it's outgrowing its cage.
Pretty big.
It's
about 7 feet.
Yeah. I've picked a lot from this one too, so there's not much on the plant,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm getting a lot of second growth already. So it's
Neat,
doing
neat.
really good.
And then is that a chocolate cherry or something like that over there?
Yeah, this one's a chocolate cherry. It's called a brown berry. I actually have some.
Yeah, let me take a
right
look at
here.
that closer. Oh, wow.
They're
Wow.
really tasty
Nice.
cherries.
Very nice.
Nice color. All right, and then on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
on the other side, we have a pawpaw, and that's like a
Pawpaw.
yeah, that's like a.
It's another heirloom.
Yes.
That's like open pollinated. Is that what that
It's-
means?
Actually, I'm not sure.
We're not sure. I
what
think
that
we
means,
think
but
Yeah.
we just got this one because the
It's like
name,
a yellow heirloom.
Take a quick look.
And has kind of a point at the end.
yeah, the
Neat,
name itself
neat.
was kind of the reason that we
Not
got
all
this
the way
one.
right.
Ah,
but
I don't think
Okay.
it had anything to do with flavor or taste. Or,
Got it. Got
It's
it.
very sweet.
Wow, the plant's really healthy.
yeah,
Definitely,
I mean, like
definitely.
Like I said, all of
So this works for
yeah,
sure.
Not just this garden. My
Yeah.
garden was in
Uh-huh.
bad shape, and I mean,
Really?
we were going to lose pretty much everything. Just like a year ago, all my tomato plants were dead by the second or third week of July
Mm-hmm.
because we had a really bad season where there was a lot of different viruses and funguses going around that just devastated crops.
Right.
And we didn't know about the compost tea.
You think that was because of the weather?
I believe so. Like the weather contributes. We've been more mild in the past couple of summers, and due with the really late rain, it's just perfect conditions for bacteria and funguses that would attach themselves to your plants and cause them to get sick. So that's kind of been the cause. I mean, it hasn't been as bad here like it was down in the Central Valley last summer.
Right.
They got devastated. They lost almost 50% of their crop. So
Unbelievable.
It was a really bad season. But this year we've kind of turned it around. We were almost
That's
in the
neat.
same
That's
situation,
really neat.
But we ended up with
Yeah, this is my biggest harvest I've ever had. The
Fantastic.
most success I've had with growing tomatoes.
And you also do grow some other beneficials, like I see yarrow down there.
Yeah, I have some yarrow, some
So that's recommended.
carnations.
Mhm.
I also have some basil at the other end and
Mm-hmm.
marigolds.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
the last one, the last tomato is my favorite. It's a Berkeley tie-dye.
there's a Berkeley tie-dye tomato? I don't think
yeah.
I've ever heard of that.
Yeah,
Let's
there's
see.
one in there, but it's
there's a
in the
couple.
middle.
There's a couple in there,
Uh-huh.
but they're actually not ripe. But you can see the
They have
the
a stripe,
striping
huh?
on there, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
I don't
It's
think we could
really
reach that.
nice.
Pretty
heirloom.
trippy.
And this one I actually sprayed a couple weeks ago. It's looking really healthy, putting out new tomatoes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, it's a
So it's
vintage.
doing real good.
Yeah, this is the chocolate vintage right here.
That's the chocolate vintage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's
Wow.
that's
This
is
what
our
I got
favorite one.
Going
Well,
on
I'll tell you,
here.
this is really amazing. Yeah, I got to say, I'm impressed. This compost tea really works. You know, in part two, we'll take a look at your bed, Victor, if that's possible.
Yeah, no problem.
And I think everybody would like to see that. Thanks so much. I appreciate your help here.